Hi, folks. So, this is Notes from a Sober Woman, part 57. You know, as much as alcohol has caused chaos in my life, it actually helped me to kind of lighten up and loosen up. In fact, when I was in high school and I was such a dork and such a nerd, my dad would insist, Erica, you need to take a drink, take a drink, take it. Like, that was a solution for my family. I mean, if you're socially awkward, you just need to become a drunkard, which, some people really took it to heart, unfortunately. For me, okay, not my dad though. Okay, not my dad. He would actually, like, when I was underage, when I was only like a young teenager, he'd say, Erica, you just need to take a drink. You need to. Why are you like that's obviously there's a problem here. What is it? Autism or whatever? Like I don't like you don't know. Is this a folk remedy? One of the euphemisms for a person acting bravely is Dutch courage because they're under the influence of alcohol. The Dutch were apparently at one time notorious inebriates. I can't say that I'm Dutch. I'm Deutsch, partly Deutsch. There's a difference between the Dutch and the Deutsch. Dutch, Deutsch, potato, potato. But there is a difference, definitely. That the Dutch lived low sea level. The Deutsch were living in the Alps and next to the Swiss and marching into Transylvania. I don't know. They were very. The Dutch tended to stay where they were. The American pilgrims, they spent a little time in Holland. They said, these people are too much. We're leaving. We're going to America. We don't care who dies on the voyage or if we die of the freezing winter and starvation. We're getting away from the Dutch. I think that was the Puritans. We got pilgrims, we got Puritans. I know. It's my little history lesson. And so I am a fan of. I'm not a fan of today's pop psychology. Who do I like? I like Jordan Peterson because occasionally, like, I want to watch him because he's a little different. He's like different. He's sort of like the man that is unable to tell a lie. I cannot tell a lie. Like George Washington when he chopped down the cherry tree, which is supposed to be a spurious tale. I feel like he's that kind of a person. My dad was obsessed with two figures, two male figures. One of them wasn't Jesus. Maybe Jesus was the third figure that he never mentioned, but he was obsessed with number one, Sigmund Freud, and number two, Hitler. Sometimes Hitler was above Freud. Sometimes Freud was above Hitler. They kept going back and forth like they're on it's like they're playing ping pong in Dad's mind. He didn't like religion. He distrusted religion. He hated and feared religion, especially Christianity. He actually was very sympathetic toward the Jews, even though he liked Hitler. He would say, like, why did Hitler pick on the Jews? But why the Jews? He would always ask me. I'm like, Dad, I don't know. I don't know. Ask Freud, channel Freud. But this whole thing with labeling people, I was such a nerdy, dorky person. I hate to say this because nobody wants to confess that they were dependent upon alcohol and I would never recommend it. But alcohol has made me a more confident, outgoing person, a more emotionally available and sensitive person. You don't just go out being an inebriate in the public all the time. Nobody does that. You should not do that. That is very dangerous. Don't want to live with an alcoholic. Listen, the times when my dad was violent, I'm telling you, when he shattered our glass coffee table in two, I think Dad had too much to drink. When he roughed up my mom, no details forthcoming, I think Dad had too much to drink. He had his demons. And he realized, I have to get this under control. But he always wanted to put labels on people. He was obsessed, having minored in psychology at a prominent city university in our state. He thought he could diagnose anybody polymorphous perverse. It's like polymorphous perverse. It's like, how many times did I hear polymorphous perverse? It's gross, it's disgusting and weird. But Dad loved it. He ate it up. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I don't know. Like, I just want to say, hey, there's grace, there's mercy. You don't have to just be labeling people all the time. Well, they're a narcissist. Oh, they're a psychopath. They're a sociopath. Listen, I didn't become emotionally available until I had alcohol, and then I realized, hey, I can really be myself. I can really let go. Oh, you let go, all right. I know. I didn't. Listen, it's horrible. It's almost, I'm sorry to say this, and it's horrible to say it. Alcohol was a sort of chemotherapy for me. It's like it almost destroyed everything. And yet I came out better when I became sober.